Alright, we're going to show you how to do boat building for the new Naval update. Of course, this is all subject to change, but we're just going to go over the basics and how you're going to be able to build a boat and how you're going to be able to move and all the new additions. And it's going to be nice and easy. And we're going to show you my favorite boat, which is already flying around here somewhere. Aha, here it is. Just out on its own. Here's my boat that I built. And of course, look at that red text. And now we have the three-way, just like this, just so you could have cannons on all sides rather than if you did one long thing like this. You have no cannons facing front and backwards. So don't do some 1800s design like that, and do something like this. So you have cannons on on all port and starboards or whatever like that, and then you can just put your sails all in the same direction. That way you'll be moving in the same direction. You don't want to place your sails all crazy because then your boats are going to be horrible. And it's going to be nice and easy. And we found this other person. These are other people's boats over here that have been abandoned. And we're going to show you how to build it and do one of these cool things here too with the drawbridge. So you could take over someone else's boat. It looks like it is not a real model or anything yet, but we'll show you how to do it. And it does all start with a building net or boat building station like this. So you can just put in the... Okay, you do just need one of these boat building stations and it does put out this net on the water and gives you this nice, when you step on the net, this screen on the top right there. And you do need a special green building plan for the boat. And once we replace just like a 2x1 right here, you'll be able to see that we get mass and health, as well as power and P/M, which I'm guessing is power per mass or something like that. And then that's going to be, you're going to get more mass the more you build up your boat, and then you're going to need more power to push that mass, basically. So you're going to have huge amounts of mass there, and then you get your power from your engines or your sails. And if you place one engine, you'll see I got 10,000 power or 25 power per mass with only 400 mass, but the more I build, the less power per mass I get. And with that, you do, my personal experience, you want to stay over 10 for power per mass. It's kind of 10 is like fast. Otherwise you're just not slow, not fast. I mean, a rib, I tried to guess a rib is like 40. I don't think you can get up to that unless you of course have like 20 engines on nothing and you just rip around just like this. And this might be incredibly fast, like ka-chow. But anyways, you can just do whatever boat you want, but you want to make sure that your power per mass is good. And you have 10,000 for the engine, and then your power for a sail is 2,500. So again, depending on your mass, 10,000, 2,500. You need about 4 sails to equal 1 engine. Okay, we're going to go over just some of the deployables here. And keep in mind, none of these deployables add any mass, as you can see. Or maybe not as you can see, but none of these deployables add any mass. And we have our sail here. And we have our drawbridge here that we can use to board other enemy players. And we have just regular deployables to show we have no mass. And we have this small engine as well as the anchor. These two can only be placed on the base floor or the foundation of your boat. And then our sails and cannons can be placed on any story or anything like that, as well as our drawbridge. Just our engine and our anchor. And then we can go ahead and clear this here like so. And I'm almost positive and I'm not too sure where you get the building plan here. There's just tons everywhere on the server and you could spawn them in, but I'm almost positive it's fishing village. But you are going to need a base somewhere nearby the coast, because you have to come here, plop this down, and then have a bunch of wood to build a base. But we're just going to make a nice egg-shaped base before we get completely overrun with red text. And we're going to make it so we can do 2 squares each side with a diamond here. Triangle here. It's really hard. We may not get it on one side. That is fine. We mainly just want all of this Then we can put our TC in the center here. We can put a door on there, and we can just make a egg core like this with a wraparound. And then single door here, single door here. And then we have our loot rooms right here that we can put our jungle shelves on, and maybe some engines for our engine bay. For our engine operator, can be someone in the core. For 3 of them right there. And then you could have this, and there is a red text dilemma, but there's a boat ladder that looks cooler. We can put that boat ladder right here. It looks really cool. And then come up here and make another airlock up here. Again, subject to change, but currently only the single doors. And then we're gonna have loot room in here with jungle shelves and battery loot room or anything like that in here. And then this can be windows, and you can't do 2 doors here. Actually, wait, this should be our jump up. My apologies. That's our jump up right there. Again, it's all wood. And go ahead and make a airlock right here. Just a doorway, single doors all around here for our cannons. And you don't need one right here. We could do a window and then cannons. And you can just lay out your cannons like this. And then put your door. Boom, boom. Again, all subject to change, but I'm sure there'll be some sort of better way to do this. But again, we just want 360 and not 1800 style roleplay ship. That way we could actually hit everybody with our cannons. And then now we can do a stair up here, like so, and then seal these off. This with the decorated barricades, and then window here, single door here, single door here. This, and then we have our balcony for our sails. And you can do low walls, whatever you want. And this one's just a double window jump up, doesn't really matter too much. That, and then again, pretty sure you can shoot through that. That's why you want that barrier. And do our stair up right here. And again, cannons out the doorway, single door. And you'll see why we can't mount them until we stop building the boat. Then we could do some normal building stuff here, put glass here. Just like this. Loot rooms. And when we come up here to our jump up, we're just going to make this like one final area, and we will put all these little barriers around here. And then I just like to create a thing right here. And it doesn't really matter, you could put your steering wheel though, but you do need a steering wheel and at least one power source, an engine, or a sail. We're just going to do all of them. And we're going to make sure our sail is straight from our engine like this, our power source. So we're going to make sure it's arrow towards us while turning around from our steering wheel right there. And in that same direction, we want to make sure we're at over here. So you could just make sure, like on our compass right now, I'm at 100 or east. Just face the sail like east or 100. Now you have 3 right there, and then you could put another one down here, same direction. And that way you have a bunch of the no low-grade fuel supply. And 4 is equivalent to 1 engine, so not too bad. And just like that, before we actually undo the building, we want to make sure we have our anchor somewhere out here. We can put it anywhere. I'll put it on one of these doorways, so we'll have one anchor right there, like an exit. And then one will be the entrance. And then that one got clamored because we can't build there. Maybe we can make this one also the anchor. Okay. Put an anchor here. Yeah, we gotta make that one the anchor too. I think that's gonna look a bit better. We'll have two entrances up here and remove this one. Now we have two entrances and one rear anchor. Or one side anchor over here. This is forward. Now that we have all of our pieces, we have sail, engine, and steering wheel, and then it doesn't show, but we need an anchor too, just because you're gonna be drifting a lot. So once you're done with all that, you could finish building. And it drops your boat, and your boat starts floating with the current. And if I drop all my sails right now, we'll start moving with the wind. It's kind of like a hot air balloon. Not really going to help me too much, especially if I can't beat it. I'm way too close to the shore. Unless it starts carrying me the other way, we're just going to go put some fuel and low grade into our engine. And again, you want like a trained person, like a conductor on a train down here scooping coal. You want someone down here on the engines. And I can't even put the fuel. So we have fuel sources out here. Okay. It's actually big new meta to the wall. Refill gas over here. And then you have to start them in here. Big money. And we'll go ahead and turn all of these on. Now we have some real power source here. Now we're really going to start moving. And then we're really going to start crashing if we don't keep turning. And we're 100% just going to start crashing. Yeah, now we're crashing and just slamming forward into this. So now, again, you're going to need someone in the engine bay. It's almost impossible to solo. Unless you have a really small solo little boat raft, which we'll do right after this. And it's going to be nice and easy. And just do a raft like this. And then if we put a sail in it like this, you can see how fast we go. Craft some low grade. Oh, we have to end that. I think we can put another sail. Let's just do one. See how fast we get this. Steering wheel. Alright. Gotta drive it. Ooh, this is gonna be speed demon. You could build your own regular little boat. Oh, this is gonna be horrible. Oh. Oh. Okay. This is actually huge. It's actually kind of cool. This might be better than the rig. Action speedboat. I think this is faster than a rib. This is only a 20. How do we get to 40? We gotta do a 40. How do we get a 40? Has to be a 2x2, I think, right? I think because you need that many engines. Boom. Look how fast that thing is, dude. You wouldn't. Okay. Just saying. Just saying. I want to put the gas this way. Bring it 40 power per mass. Wait, what? 150 power per mass? No. The demon of the... Okay. This is gonna be ridiculous. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, they're all on. Oh, nope, we got one more. Okay. This is new meta stuff. This is, well, okay, maybe it's not. Oh, okay, that doesn't exist. This is ridiculously fast. This or the giant farm base in the ocean, the floating farm shop. that's pretty much it. Super nice and super easy boat bases for the new patch. Obviously, subject to change, but again, make these 360 style boats with plenty of power per mass, so you can speed and zoom around, and then you could have your different styles. You can go with the sails or the engines or a bit of both. Upgrade that boat base along the way. Again, super nice and super easy.